And what about the other thing too? The other allegations too, weren't there? That well, not serious ones, but that the studios deliberately built.
I think it was England that did that. That rumor.
Was it?
Does your file say that?
I don't know.
I think it was. I bet I still have some pounds over here somewhere.
Yeah, probably so.
Yeah.
I
will look.
There's another rumor too, wasn't there? The studio constructed the sets bigger to make you look small.
No, only in what was the film? Captain January, where Guy Kibbe was supposed to play a big baby. He was supposed to be a big baby with a bonnet on, and they built a gigantic high chair for him. And I was his nurse, and I was dressed as a little nurse and taking him his porridge, which he puts over his head. That's the only time they had the giant set. It was a dream sequence or a nightmare sequence.
You've just come back from this conference, as I say, in Stockholm, and all the stuff you're involved in now, all the sort of work you're involved in. Are you filled with optimism about the future, or is it your belief that we are going to the dogs?
No, I'm quite optimistic. I'm also a realist, and I hope, things work out. I don't think that the world will ever know peace, complete peace in all countries. I think that's perhaps not in our makeup to do this, although we can pray for it and work for it. But I think that the building blocks of peace are moving into shape, and I think that the world is going to be a better place and a calmer place, and I hope for dignity in man, so that people can achieve the dignity and not suffer from hunger and want and so forth.
I wonder what it was about that time. I suppose it was the Depression years, wasn't it, that led massive audience reaction to you, to a child star, and to a dog.
Rin Tin Tin.
And Rin Tin
Yeah,
Tin.
the two of us were.
Pure
We only
escapism.
met once, and he licked my face. Some people like Rudolph Valentino. I liked Rin Tin Tin.
I'm amazed, though, that you did come through it all unscathed, and I do wonder why. I mean, it can't just be that, you had this happy home life and things. There's been something in you, some kind of quality in you, some kind of resilience. Because it's remarkable. I mean, you are the only one, really, aren't you? The only child star who really made it very big, who came through it with all their marbles, really.
You said it.
You didn't deny it, and it's true, but I wonder why. What was it? I mean,
I think Jackie Cooper's turned out very well. I've heard him speak a few times on the radio and so forth, and I think he's turned out to be pretty good guy.
Is it something, though, that you'd wish on
fairly balanced.
Yes.
But he had a very unhappy childhood. I heard him recently on a radio program, and he said he would never want to have anyone of his children in films. My children are too old to be discovered to be child stars, because Susan's 24, and my son is 20, as I said, and Laurie is 18. So what they'll do, I don't know, but it's up to them. It's their decision as individuals.
You had, of course, the one painful experience, didn't you, when after you'd left movies and grown up? Well, you'd not left movies. In fact, you went back in, and that was getting divorced.
Yeah.
Was that a very painful time for you? Because you had a sort of Hollywood-style marriage, didn't you? And
Big wedding.
Big wedding, and all the sort of...
Lots of presents.
Lots of presents, yeah. And everybody's sort of looking at you. And I mean, of course, the point being that you represented for so long, sort of...
Well, I was only 17 years old. I really think that is a little young.
Yes.
In retrospect.
Yes.
But the one, I don't like to do negatives. The one beautiful thing I got out of that marriage is my daughter, Susan, who is a lovely gal, and graduated last June as an art history major from Stanford University. So that was, there are always pluses to things.
How did you cry? How did you work yourself into the state of crying when you were a child like that?
By going off on sort of the side of the soundstage and trying to make my mind as blank as possible. Because being a child, I didn't have any tragedy in my life. In fact, I've been awfully lucky. Is that wood?
Well, it'll pass off as wood.
Not really, is it? Got to change this chair. But just to try to think of nothing,
Yes.
and got into the mood.
Yes.